Welcome back to SnowRunner. So I'm going to take a break from doing contracts, and I'm going to do some of these tasks on Heartlands. One of them requires potatoes, so that means we're going to have to farm potatoes. But I might do that. Honestly, I need to farm a bunch of potatoes so that I just don't have to worry about it. So maybe one of these days I will get that done. Just so I have them, so whenever I do record, I can just deliver them where they need to go. But sorry, I've been neglecting these tasks, so let's get these done. This region is definitely taking a long time, but it does have 4 maps, so I mean it's just time consuming. Not driving that because that looks awful. Even though this truck can handle it, but oh, it's slipping me into it. Okay. We're kind of far away from. We need to get to the crafting zone. But it shouldn't take the whole episode. We should be able to get this done and at least one other one done. Kind of the goal. Oh, come on. I freaking hate these stupid little wooden bridges. It's like driving on ice. They're so slippery. This makes no sense. I really when they make a new game, I really hope they improve their physics engine. They're just like, I totally get, like, I don't mind even the whole driving fast on asphalt roads with mud tires. Like, I get that you're not going to have as much grip as you would with, like, highway tires. Like, that's totally fine. This game's not about speed, but just things like that, like being on a wooden bridge and it being like you're literally driving on ice. It's just the most frustrating thing. Because it's like you just slide, even if you're not moving, you just slide off of it. I do hope though that they make I mean, I'm sure they will, but like, and you know, we've gotten tons of updates for this game over the years, so it's great. Like, I'm happy about that, but I just hope that when they do make a new game, that it. I think we got it. We may have missed one, but I do hope when they make a new game, they you know, improve on some things that everyone wants in SnowRunner. Like, it would be great to have fully manual gearboxes. So, like, when you do use a wheel, it you can actually use like the shifter on the wheel. That would be amazing. I kind of hope for a new game that they improve wheel support to be a little more intuitive to use without a controller. Because like using a wheel on SnowRunner is fun for sure. Like driving wise, it's great. But using the map is awful because you can't move the map around at all. You can bring the map up, but that's all you can do with it. You can bring the map up and you can go through these menus, but you can't, like, your view is fixed. Like, you can just basically see what you see here. The good thing about it, though, is, like, you can have a controller nearby, and it can be on, and then you can use the controller for the map. I also use a controller for cranes, because using a crane on the wheel is just kind of a pain in the butt. So using a controller is better for that as well. Which, you know, that's fine. Like, I would still use a controller even if they improved the functionality of wheels. Like, I'd still use a controller probably for the map and for cranes. But, like, they need to figure out a better solution for things like quick winching. Quick winching just needs to be better in general. It's just not good. It needs to be smarter, in a sense. And then, like, because that's one of the main issues with wheels, is if you are tipping and you need to, like, Spider-Man quick winch yourself to, like, keep yourself from tipping, it's hard, because, like, I don't know, I feel like what would be beneficial would be to be able to allow you to fully remap your wheels buttons, which you can't do right now. The only buttons you can map are for a shifter. You can't change any of the button mappings. So full customization of a wheels buttons would be incredible. Because if you could do that, you could button map, you know, things to different buttons, and then it could make quick winching easier, for instance, because if you're spinning your wheel... What do you mean there's no energy in the zone? I just turned on the generator. Oh, I turned on the truck. Oops. But yeah, like, because if you're turning the wheel, for instance, you can't, like, it's a pain to, like, hit the triangle button as you're turning the wheel to, like, quick winch, because, you know, your wheels turn and it's in a different orientation. So if you could move it to, like, a button that is easier to hit, I mean, I guess the paddles would probably be really the easiest, but I wouldn't put it on the paddles. But I don't know, like, potentially there could be an easier button to put it on that you could more easily hit to be able to quick winch. Like, it would be great to be able to, like, totally... That's actually where I need to turn. Like, for instance, the clutch pedal I never actually use, because if I'm going to change gears, I'll just use the paddle, the left paddle, because that works better. Which, keep in mind, Logitech wheels are still broken on PlayStation, so I'm just speaking all from what I used to do in the past. I have not been able to play with my wheel because Logitech wheels are still broken. They were broken with the Season 10 update, and they have not been fixed. So, I'm just talking about the wheel, just things that I hope gets improved in the future for a new game, essentially. We're all speaking hypothetically here. But, like, if I'm going to use the, like, to shift gears, you know, you hold L1, and then you can move this around. It's the same way with the wheel. If you want to do that, if you have a shifter, then you can just move the shifter. You don't have to even use the clutches. But, like, to turn on lights and stuff, you still have to use, like, the L1, you know, obviously. Like, L1 and circle turns on your lights. So you can hold down the left paddle on the wheel and hit circle on the face of the wheel, and it'll turn on your lights. So, but basically, so that's basically, it works the same way as the clutch, because the clutch pedal would also do the same thing. I could push the clutch pedal down and hit circle, and it would still turn on the lights. But, like, if they were both, which they are separate buttons, but they're both mapped to the same thing, if they could be mapped to different buttons, and, like, so you could have quick winching on your clutch pedal, like, that would be amazing. You just slap the clutch pedal with your foot and, you know, quick winch, instead of, like, trying to deal with turning the wheel. So, like, basically, having a fully customizable wheel with your buttons would be ideal. So hopefully that's something that they do in the future. I don't think it'll ever come to SnowRunner, for instance, but maybe, you know, whatever comes after SnowRunner. And, like, it just makes no sense. I never actually played MudRunner. I've thought about downloading it because I believe it is still on PlayStation Plus, like, extra. But I don't know. I've heard that if you've started with SnowRunner, playing MudRunner is really, really hard. Like, it's just so different, and you'll kind of, like, SnowRunner feels more, I don't know how to say it. I guess intuitive, maybe. MudRunner is very, like, bare bones, and it's basically only logging, from what I understand. There's no other cargo. It's just all logging. And, but there is fully manual, like, you can have your truck fully manual in that game. And it's just weird that they made SnowRunner, which is technically, like, the successor, and they didn't put fully manual gearboxes in. And I believe, too, MudRunner has, like, whenever you open your winch menu on PlayStation, you have, like, a little cursor that you can move around and select your winch points, whereas in SnowRunner on consoles, you just have to, like, cycle through winch points with the D-pad, which just sucks. So, like, it just, I don't know, there just needs to be, they need to improve on those aspects of the game. Everything else, honestly, in my opinion, is fine, other than a little bit of the physics stuff, like sliding around on wooden bridges. That frustrates the hell out of me. And then some of the other weird physics things that happens, like stuff getting stuck in your truck and launching you into the sky. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So, you know, it's just those kind of things, which those are, you know, really just bugs, I guess, technically, but I would be happy if they fixed the slipperiness of really trucks on roads and wooden bridges, which they don't have to tweak roads that much, because I get why they're slippery on roads. That makes total sense. And I mean, bridges do, I guess, as well, because it's just a different surface. It's not mud. But I don't know, it's just, it's too slippery. Like, it's a little too much. They went a little crazy with the modifier on that. So hopefully they fix that, and then, like I said, fully mappable buttons. Like, most games nowadays come out with, like, mass accessibility options, and you can basically fully remap your buttons to how you want it. So in my opinion, this isn't a racing game, I know, but most racing games even allow that. Like F1, you can fully remap every button that you want, and other racing games allow it too. So, like, any kind of game that has a vehicle and is simulation should allow you to fully remap your buttons. So why the game doesn't? It just seems like such an easy thing to implement too. I mean, I don't know anything about game development or coding, but, like, being able to, like, remap buttons just seems like such a simple thing. I don't know why that's, you know, not in the game. It would make things like wheels so much better and so much more viable for most people. I don't know. I do wish I could play with my wheel right now. I really do. I've been wanting to so bad, but it just doesn't work. They have yet to fix it, and there's no indication of when it's going to be fixed. So I still get asked constantly, like daily on my videos, if I know when it'll be fixed, and it's like, no, I don't. Like, I don't have any insider information. I'm not an insider with this game at all. Okay, so we can get drilling spare parts from there, which we might as well do because we're right there, and they need to go to the river blockage. So yeah, let's do that now. Okay. But yeah, it's like, it's just kind of is funny to me that people ask me that, because, like, I don't even have 400 subscribers on YouTube. Like, and people ask me, do I know when it'll be fixed? Like, no, I don't, because I'm just a normal SnowRunner player, just like you. I just happen to upload a video on how to map your wheel to play SnowRunner, and it, you know, got a lot of views to begin with, but then whenever wheel stopped working, people were, like, searching YouTube for it, and my video pops up because it has a, you know, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of views, but it has a couple thousands of views. So, like, you know, YouTube suggests that video over videos that don't. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but I had to, like, retitle the video, and then I pinned a comment, put it in the description, just because, like, you know, when people are searching for things, they don't, and this is no, like, no slight towards anyone, but like people don't read things. They're trying to find the answer as quickly as possible. So I tried to make it as obvious as possible without even changing the thumbnail. I guess I could change the thumbnail, but I don't know. It's slowed down a little bit. I don't get as many anymore. Within the first couple days of their release, it was crazy. But anyway, I retitled it to Read Pinned Comment. I pinned a comment with what was going on. I put it in the description of the video. I have 3 videos that talk about the Logitech G29 and SnowRunner on PS5, and all 3 of them were getting comments. So I changed the titles of all of them, put the comment on all of them, in the description of all of them, and like people still will comment on the video like, I can't get my wheel to work, what's going on, how is yours working? And it's like, I don't mean to be like an asshole, but did you read the pinned comment? Because that's your answer. So, you know, it's just crazy. Like, it's so crazy to me that an update to a game that added just a new region, like, completely bricked Logitech wheels on PlayStation. It just makes no sense. I just don't understand how any of that works. It's wild. But like I said, I know nothing about coding. I know nothing about making video games, so... Alright, so we just basically need to follow the road, and then we're gonna come down like here. This way, and go across. And then we're gonna go this way. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's wild, but... hopefully they fix it before Season 11, which I wouldn't hold your breath, because they tend to be a little slow on the bug fixing, but... I mean, to be honest, I probably play with a controller more than I play with my wheel anyway, but just not being able to play with my wheel because it's broken makes me want to play with my wheel, so like... it's just frustrating. I have my wheel on like I think it's a GT Omega, like metal stand thing. Because, you know, I literally sit at my couch in front of my TV in my living room. But like, so I needed a setup basically to hold the wheel and everything. So I had gotten that to put it in, and it's just so heavy, and like, I have to, you know, I have kids, and I have a young child. He's only 2, and like, I don't want to leave it sit in my living room. One, because, you know, my wife wouldn't like it. I don't really want it to sit there either. But I'm afraid the 2-year-old will like knock it over on himself, and like, it's heavy. So like, it wouldn't like, it could injure him pretty badly. But so like, I keep it in my basement. And it's just like lugging it up the stairs just to play SnowRunner for an hour or 2 is just, you know, it's not really worth it. So I just don't drag it out too often. But whenever they fix it, I will get it out and I will play with it for sure. Probably even post a video that's working again. Who knows? Maybe they'll add new features. I don't know. Because we still don't even have. There's not even like a Logitech choice in the settings. Like, the game is compatible with Logitech. They even say that it's compatible, like on their website. The wiki says it's compatible, but like, if you look in the settings, the steering wheel settings, Fanatec and Thrustmaster are the only ones that are there. And then there's one that's common console preset, which is what I suggest to set yours to if you're using Logitech, just because otherwise you can't open the map. But yeah, so I don't know why they didn't make a Logitech one. They should have, in my opinion, but they didn't. I feel like Logitech is probably the most consumer-friendly wheel out there, because I believe Thrustmasters and Fanatec's are substantially more expensive, at least like $100, $150 more than the Logitech G29 is. And well, they might, I don't know, I didn't really research it too much. I just knew the Logitech G29 was made for PS4, and when I bought the wheel, I had PS4, so but I also future-proofed it because I knew Logitech stated that it would work with PS5. Sony stated that all PS4 peripherals would work with PS5, so I knew that it would still work with the PS5 because I only bought it. I only had the G29 like maybe a month or two before I got a PS5 because I basically bought the G29. It was what, late 2020, and then I got a PS5 in March of 2021. So yeah, so I had the wheel for maybe 4 or 5 months before I got a PS5, and it still worked, obviously. But I don't know. I just always thought it was odd that they didn't have a setting for Logitech wheels, even though they stated that it worked with it. But yeah, I never really researched Thrustmaster or Fanatec because Logitech, I knew they made a wheel that was made for the PlayStation, and I liked the way it looked, so that's what I went with. And the shifter add-on wasn't much more expensive, so that was another reason. And then I don't know how much Thrustmasters and Fanatec's are. I think Thrustmasters are the more expensive wheels. I could be totally wrong, so if I am wrong, please tell me. But I don't know. I never really researched it too much, but I like the Logitech wheel. I think it's fine. It works for what I use it for. I feel like Thrustmasters and Fanatec's are a little bit more like, I guess, heavy duty and more like professional. Because I think you can get like custom wheels for those. Like people use Thrustmasters for like real hardcore F1 players. They'll get like the F1 like steering yokes basically that are all like custom made and have all the extra buttons on them, so you can program them to basically be like you're driving an F1 car, and you can just pop them on the Thrustmaster. Like the wheel just pops off and you can, oh god, don't get stuck on those. The wheel just like pops off and you can pop on your new like F1 yoke. So it is cool, but those things are expensive, man, because they're like 3D printed and like custom wired up. It's crazy. I was looking at them. I don't know if you can add them into Logitech. Probably not, but those shits are wild looking. F1 is a really fun game, though. Again, like, that's a game that I only will play with a wheel. I do not enjoy racing games without wheels, and just dragging my wheel up to play that is such a pain in the butt. So I just don't do it. Alright, well, that was that. Tune in. We can try to get this done. It should be pretty quick, actually, so let's see if we can do it. Yeah, we have time. It's not going to take more than 10 minutes. Oh, I didn't activate it. Alright, so we just got to go back to the crafting place, get the metal rolls, and take them to the TV tower. I also need to, speaking of things I need to do while not recording, is in Tales of Iron, if you watched the latest episode of Tales of Iron, which would have been yesterday's episode, I ended it, I kind of it was a longer episode, but I was gonna try to finish the area that I was in and beat the boss that I was trying to fight, but there was a really crazy thunderstorm happening outside my house, and I was afraid that I was going to lose power and lose the recording. So, like, I just was like, I got to end this now. Like, there was this crazy, like, I'm telling you, absolutely crazy bolt of lightning. Like, it had to have struck, like, right outside my house, because I saw the flash, and it was, like, immediate, like, loud crack of thunder. Like, it was so incredibly loud. And for some reason, when lightning strikes really close to this house, and I'm sure, I don't know if it's just, I don't know why it does it, but like my TV I'm kind of a, I have a, if you don't know me, if you're new to my channel, if you know, haven't watched any of my other videos, I have a tech background. I went to school for technical stuff. I do sound mixing for live productions. I do other various things. I work at a live theater. Just, you know, all that kind of stuff. I know how to make Ethernet cables and whatever else. I can terminate a whole bunch of different cables. But anyway, when we bought this house, it didn't have, you know, it's an old house, so the cable, like the cable for a TV was, like the coax cable was just literally like drilled through the floor and like run up through a hole. I rerouted all of them into the walls so that they are, you know, have like actual like jacks on the wall where you can screw the coax cable into it. I ran Ethernet cable to connect my router and other components in the house, etc. So like my whole, oh, I need to refuel. So my entire like entertainment stand area, I mean my TV is mounted on the wall. I did that obviously, and the TV is Ethernet connected. I ran Ethernet to the TV, so it is, even though we don't even use the Ethernet function of the TV, because we basically use the PlayStation for all media stuff like YouTube and any other streaming service. I need to do this. Yeah, so it's, I don't know why I have it that way, I just do. Occasionally, if I'm like in the mornings, or a lot of times when I like render out my videos, and since I use Share Factory, I can't use my PlayStation for anything else, so I'll use like the TV apps to watch like YouTube or something while that's happening. But anyway, I like cannot talk and walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, basically. Okay, so yeah, so I have, everything is wired Ethernet wise. Like my PlayStation is, it's got a hard line, my TV does, my AV receiver even does, because that gets updates. Just, you know, you get the idea. So anyway, when lightning strikes like really close to my house, I don't know why, but like my TV, it'll pop up and say LAN cable disconnected. My PlayStation even does it. It'll say like LAN cable disconnected, and I mean it immediately comes back, but it's weird. Like it's like it gets like some kind of interference from the lightning. I don't know what it is, but it's like I don't lose power, nothing flickers, my internet doesn't go out. I was like, my internet was fine, but it's just like it loses. It's just weird. I don't know what causes it. I don't know if it's just like a surge through like the electrical line, but not enough of a surge to cause a power outage. I'm not sure. It's crazy, but like that happened, and you can hear it because it even like on the PlayStation, when you plug in like another source, like a USB source that you can change your sound output to, like say you have a headset that's USB, you can change, well, even if you plug a headset into the controller, you can change your sound output from the PlayStation menu at the bottom of the screen to go to that sound output or come out of the TV or your AV system, whatever. And it even switched my microphone, because I have a Blue Yeti X and it connects by USB, and then I plug my headset into the bottom of the microphone so I can also hear a little. It's kind of has like a monitor function, so I can hear myself talking into the microphone as well. It just helps me with balance issues, but you don't have to use that feature. I believe I could plug my headset into my controller, and my mic setting would just be the USB, or that, and my sound output would be into my headset, but I just prefer to use it all through the Blue Yeti. Anyway, I went off on a tangent there. But yeah, it even switched from my Blue Yeti sound output back to, I'm running out of gas. I was like, why am I not going? So it even switched from my, really? It switched from outputting to my Blue Yeti to my headphones to back to outputting through my surround sound. So like you can even hear it whenever that happens. You can hear the lightning. There's like this weird like sound blip, and then or you hear the lightning, you hear the thunder, there's like a weird like sound blip, and then you can hear like my PlayStation, like the sounds from my PlayStation. Like if I would like push the PlayStation button, you hear that like bloop little noise, whatever it is. I can't. That was horrible, I know. But like you hear the sound effects that the PlayStation makes, and then yeah. So I was just like, I gotta end this. So, but I want to. That boss was pretty difficult, and I wasn't even really getting close at all. So I might. There you go. I might try to just do it without. I mean, I'll record it, but I'm not going to have any commentary on it, and then I'll just add that to the beginning of that episode, the next episode. Just because I don't know. We'll see if I can at least practice it and get it down. Maybe I'll just not finish it and just do it for the episode, but we'll see. But I just wanted to mention that. I went off on a huge tangent, I know, but that's what happens sometimes with me. Okay, so high wind warning, that's a log one, and then grocery run is potatoes. What do we have left for here? So high wind warning, that's the one. Common cause, I don't know where that is. Out in the field, grocery run. Okay, so grocery run and high wind warning I have. Common cause and out in the field I have not done. Where are those? What is this? Aim to misbehave. Like that wasn't one of them. There's out in the field. See, like it doesn't. I have to farm this field, I guess. Have I not farmed this field? I guess I haven't. Where are my tractors? They're here, right? Yeah, they're over here. Okay. So I'll have to go over there and farm that field. I'll probably do that. I'll do that, like, you know, not record it just so you don't have to see the farming, but that'll take out in the field, and then we'll be able to do grocery run as well. So that'll knock those two out. Where is the other one? There's high wind. Oh, there's the common cause. That looks like it's just a... Oh, there's the tractor. Alright, well, we'll do that in the next episode. We will get that tractor. There it is. I've been looking for it. I didn't know where it was. Alright, lit. So, next episode, we'll go save that tractor. I should have done this at least off camera to get that done and get the potatoes for grocery runs. We'll knock out grocery run. We'll knock out the common cause. I don't know what aim to misbehave is. Maybe that's a contest? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a contest, and I've done it, so... I need to do these other contests, too. Alright, well, anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my rambling. As always, SnowRunner tends to be the game I ramble on, just because I kind of just need things to talk about as I am driving around delivering cargo. So if you enjoy that, definitely leave a like. Definitely comment. I always enjoy reading comments, and subscribe if you want to. I will catch you in the next episode. Have a good one.